War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing, as the song says. Hello, I'm Duncan, and this is a dunking of Clint Eastwood's latest offering, American Sniper. Now, this film portrays the real-life story of the greatest sniper in American history, Chris Kyle, and Bradley Cooper absolutely owns the role. He seriously put in the legwork on research and increased his physical bulk to match that to such extent that some of the SEALs who trained with the actual Chris Kyle kept on doing double takes whenever he walked into a room. Now, the film itself portrays about, I'm going to say 10 to 15 years. The film doesn't actually give us a passage of time. A child is introduced in one scene as a newborn, and 15 minutes later the child's about 5. So I'm going to assume about 15 years. Now, Chris Kyle himself was the greatest sniper in American history. He's got the most recorded kills, and the film does show that in some quite graphic detail, making the most of the 15 rating here in the UK. I would like to say that he's ably supported by Sienna Miller, who appears to be making a late stand as an actual decent actress after starring in films such as Layer Cake and G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra early in her career. However, she's not given much to do. She's introduced, cries, falls pregnant, cries, falls pregnant, and is supportive. And that's her entire role in the film. I understand that this focuses mostly on Chris, but the advertising made such a display of the battlefield tearing him apart. I would have liked to have seen more of her and more of the impact it had when he comes home. Now, the film itself is strongly reminiscent of The Hurt Locker, in that Chris Kyle is really alive when he's on the battlefield and doing what he's trying to do and taking down an enemy fighter. But when he comes home, he's lost and he's traumatized, and he feels like he's letting his friends down by being at home safe when they're still out in harm's way. And that's only a good thing in my book. The Hurt Locker is an amazing modern war film, as is this. This is most definitely not a romp. There's been some controversy in the last few days about whether the film whitewashes Chris Kyle and makes him up to a hero, and I don't agree with this. It's true, he did kill a lot of people, and some of the statements he's made may be questionable. However, the film itself doesn't lionize or demonize him. It just portrays a guy who's doing what he thinks he has to do. And it's a strong sense of duty that carries him through this film, and I think Bradley Cooper does a good job with that. And I definitely enjoyed the film. Another major issue I would have with it is that every single Iraqi he meets is out to kill him. There is no shades of grey, there's no one trying to help, there are just bad ones and worse ones, and occasional innocents just to be slaughtered. It's quite tough to watch sometimes. It reminded me a lot of Fury that I saw last year but didn't review, in that all the Germans were portrayed in shadow and they were just there to be slaughtered, and this is kind of a similar deal. Obviously, in a film about a man who's killed 160 people, the body count's going to be quite high, and the film makes quite effective use of the 15 rating it's been given. But I found myself wishing the film had pushed further, as it tries to condense a man's entire life, in particular 4 tours in Iraq. I found myself wishing that it had been a bit longer. It's about 2 hours 15 minutes. I think it could have pushed another 15 minutes, as we just get snapshots and almost like a photograph. He's doing 1 tour, this, 2 tour, this, 3 tour, this. I wanted it to just show me a little more about the destructive nature of taking all those lives on a man's soul. I still recommend this film, and it definitely recommends the Oscar nominations it's been given. But personally, I think I'd rather see Selma again if I were taken to the cinema. Anyway, I'm Duncan, and this was a dunking.